or like different songs and the lyrics will be different recipes of pizzas.
I think that would do really well. Hello, and welcome back to Last Words presented by The Pit. I'm one of your co-hosts, Doc Coil. Zena and Katie are out this week, but we have a special guest host, Mr. Chris Probaton. Chris, how you doing?
Doing all right, man. Surviving, down here in a basement in northern New Jersey. The best place you can be during these crazy days.
Well, if there's one thing I know about, it's basements in northern New Jersey. But let's talk about basements in Italy. Our special guest this week, Miss Cristina Scabbia, the vocalist of Lacuna Coil, someone I've known for I don't even know how long. Cristina, welcome to the show.
Hi, hello everyone. Hi guys, how are you?
Lacuna Coil's most recently been in the news because of a silent protest you all did with regard to a live stream concert not too long ago. And it caused some controversy because I think it confused some of the fans. And I've read into it, but could you give like kind of an explainer of exactly what went down, why you guys did what you did and what you're hoping to achieve?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, first thing first, it was not just our project. More than 120 bands from Italy were involved. But of course, being the only international band, when the news came out, a lot of people thought that it was just us protesting. The government in Italy seems to have forgotten arts in general. Movie theaters are closed, museums are closed. Of course, events are not possible because, of course, gathering is not allowed, which I understand. But they're not offering any, I don't want to say solution, but let's say help. So when they asked us to do something with the Alcatraz venue, which is a venue really close to my house in which we've been playing. We played so many times there, so we feel like home. A lot of concerts have been going on. When they asked us to support them, as soon as every artist involved in this was related to a different venue, to a venue that they felt close, we immediately said yes. And we had the freedom to kind of do this sort of protest, but leading to an ending silence. So we thought about, filming ourselves entering the venue, getting ready for a show. Of course, for whoever knows how a preparation of a show goes, it was very clear that nothing was going to happen because it was too quiet, too quiet and not enough stuff on stage. But that was not the point. And in the end, we just went on stage with an empty venue, and they filmed us from behind to show that there was no one in the venue, and this concert didn't happen. But of course, because of the project, we announced that there was going to be a free streaming concert to be seen in this website called Ultimo Concerto, which means the last concert in Italian. And it actually helped because the government actually gave a 50 million euros to the art department, not only because of us and the other artists, but of course, we contributed to kind of give a wake-up call, I guess. And I'm really happy that we did it. I would do it again.
Everything behind what you guys were saying, I think, is 100% correct because, the United States is a very similar issue where we generally do not support the arts. We don't, clubs close here all the time. It's crazy. And there is no support outside of the general, I guess, support that the government gives. And can you give me some insight on Italy right now in general? Because obviously it was hit really hard early on. And because of that, a lot of the reaction was also really over the top. Like there was always these funny videos early on with like local mayors yelling at people on the streets. And have things improved generally?
To be honest, no, not really. I mean, it feels that we are stuck at last year. The difference that I can feel is that people are not panicking as much as the beginning of this pandemic, which if on one side, I'm like, well, this gives me a sort of a normality. So even if I see people with masks around, at least they're not looking at you like you're gonna bring death to them in an instant. But on the other side, it makes me worried because I mean, we are not out of this damn pandemic yet. So I just don't want to give up on protecting myself and others. And I just want to be attentive because I know people who got this virus, and some of them were okay, some of them had no symptoms. But I know people who died, and I know people who actually got really, really bad, and weeks after has still problems, in breathing. So it is existing, whether it hits you hard or less hard, it is there. And it's very contagious. And I mean, we can't do anything about it. It feels like time stopped. We were one of the very first bands who actually canceled a tour a year ago because we felt it coming, because as you said, Italy was the second place where the pandemic arrived, where, well, at least when the COVID arrived, because it was no pandemic when back then. We're still here. We're still on another lockdown. We are on week 2 out of 3. The numbers are going up and down. We had some periods in which we could go out, always with a mask, and the curve went down again, and then it goes up and then it goes down, but we don't really see an end, and we're really behind with vaccines too.
Something I was wondering, Cristina, is, we are in America currently in the midst of this kind of surge of people being like, damn the consequences, like, I want my concerts back. I want my restaurants back. Maybe you'll get COVID, maybe you won't, maybe it's not that bad. And I was sort of wondering if, this return of the lockdown for Italy was inspiring the same sort of thing, especially amongst metal fans. There's a real attitude, I feel like, in America of like, let's just get on with it. We just have to do it again and see what happens. And given that Italy, again, got hit so hard and now is in the second phase of that, I was wondering if that was something you feel like is going on there as well.
I mean, it's hard and not hard to say because, I mean, all of us want our life back. I mean, of course, restaurants have been opening and closing. But like, for example, I mean, I haven't been playing a gig for a year. I played like 3 concerts with a charity project, and it was surreal because basically we played in front of a crowd that was sitting, that couldn't move, that couldn't stood up, not even for applauding or cheering. And it was like playing in front of a jury. We all want to go back to normality, but sometimes I wonder, will we ever go back to normality? Because I can't really picture, from one day to another, just like, okay, from tomorrow, everything is open, everything can go out, no mask anymore. It feels really weird. And what is worrying me the most, we are almost getting used to this kind of seclusive new life. I was a person that had to go out all the time. I was traveling all the time. Obviously, I was on tour most of the year. I'm very social. Maybe I'm not a party animal girl anymore, going to clubs every night, but I like people. I liked interactions. And now I feel that if I go out for like an hour, it feels that I need to go back home because I feel safer. And now my world revolves around, my computer, my living room. And this is scary to me because it's like this damn pandemic changed us for real. And even when the virus will be gone, I think that we will need time to adjust to a new normality if we will ever have one back.
Is there something that during tour, either of you guys before were like, I hate this, I can't believe I have to do it, but I got to do it for tour, that now you're kind of like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll carry that bass amp again. I don't give a shit. Let's just do this.
For me, in the very beginning, was not to be able to take a shower every day because venues back then didn't really have a shower all the time. So maybe, go like 2 or 3 days, with like moistured, how do you call them? Like tissues, and feel sticky, but to kind of have, so to kind of wash yourself somehow, and playing a show every day, that was the hardest part for me.
So Cristina, talking about something else that beyond the pandemic, or maybe during the pandemic, you guys put an album out in 2018. Have you used this time to work on the next record?
No, to be honest, no, because we didn't want any of our music to be connected with this period, because it wasn't something that we wanted to talk about. Of course, unconsciously it will be inspiring us for the next record, because of course everything you leave translates into music and lyrics unconsciously. The thing is that when you write a new record, it's because you're inspired by something. But if you don't travel, if you don't leave experiences, if you don't meet new people and new cultures, I find it hard, to find inspiration only through, movies and, I don't know, series on TV. I don't know. I need to live to be inspired, and the same for the guys.
I think no matter what's going on culturally, it will seep into the work no matter what. Like, there's no way around it. Any period, if you look at the films that came out, not to bring up 9/11 again, but it's inherently built into it, right? If you listen to the albums that came out around Vietnam or the civil rights era, like, it's built into the material whether you want to or not, and we're affected by it. And it's not, I guess, the most exciting life in the world. And I don't know, I guess some artists, we're all different, right? Like, some people, being depressed makes them want to write. Some people, like me, I can't really write if I'm bummed out. So I guess it's all different where we kind of draw that inspiration from.
Well, it happened to us, and actually I feel really inspired when something bad is happening, but at least something is happening and I'm living it. But this situation, it's really static.
This is the pitch for the next Lacuna Coil album. So it can basically be the Seinfeld of gothic metal albums, and it'll be an album about nothing.
That's a good idea. Or like different songs, and the lyrics will be different recipes of pizzas.
I think that would do really well.
This could be another idea, like different recipes for each song. Is each song inspired by a recipe?
I mean, are you not afraid of the Italian stereotypes of having a pizza album?
Taken the right way. I'm really self-ironic, so I always make fun, of Italian stereotypes. Even, well, probably a little less in food, because we're really proud of our food. But like, for example, like on my Twitch channel, we're always making fun of pineapple pizza. So, whoever is in the chat is just like, you should try pineapple pizza. And I'm like, no. And it became a sort of a joke, an inside joke. And of course, I don't really care, about, you can eat the pizza that you like, but it became, something fun for all of us to laugh about.
Cristina, don't go easy on these people, man. Pineapple pizza is garbage. We all need to stand up and say it. I don't want to, I appreciate your openness to this, but let's not let them off here, okay?
It's just logic. It's just like, pineapple doesn't go well with tomato because it
goes with rum. It goes with rum. It's not for pizza. So I hope, Doc, I'm sorry if secretly you've got a slice of Hawaiian in front of you right now.
I don't have a problem with it, but I just picture Cristina like coming out and hitting you in the head with a wooden spoon because she disapproves. Just like a doting.
Like my
mother.
Face, like the Jurassic Park when you try to put the code in.
Right on. Well, Chris, listen, thank you for being the co-host and coming in to save the day. We really appreciate it.
Oh, for sure. I'm happy to be here.
We've been Last Words. Cristina, where can the people find you?
Well, first thing first, thank you for having me. And of course, to everyone who's listening now, let's be strong, because that's the only way. Once you touch the bottom, you can only rise up. And that's what we need to do, because we need to be survivor of this pandemic. We don't have to give up. So, as a Cristina Scabbia, pretty much everywhere from Twitter, Facebook, Instagram.
My name is Doc Coil. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Doc Coil. Chris, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Crovatanist. It's like Satanist, but with my last name.
On social media, follow us at We Are The Pit on all platforms. If you like what you saw, please go over and check out the complete unedited version of this on our podcast, which is released every Thursday everywhere where you stream podcasts.